Wrestling has more than one royal family. Acknowledge me. And we
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Wrestling Crossroads. As always, I'm one happy to with Duo Twisted alongside Brother Pyro.
What's up, y'all?
And we are recapping Crown Jewel. That was an early wake.
It was.
That was almost a little too hard. We did definitely have to go back and rewatch a match.
Yeah. Hey, but rewatching one match versus having to rewatch the entire show?
A bit better, yeah, definitely.
And at least it wasn't 4 a.m. like it used to be.
Oh my god, I would have died. I definitely would have.
I definitely would have been running on no sleep.
I think you would have been better running on no sleep at that time because, you know, you'd just gotten off of work rather than
running on the 2.5 hours.
Yeah, because then you're already so groggy and so tired and you want to get back to that sleep. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have just been easier 4 in the morning for you at least. Because Little Miss woke us up at 7, 8 o'clock. So, I mean, perfect on time, but, you know.
Yeah, you literally messaged me as I was, hey, I'm loading up the show right now.
And I'm like, yeah, she's a... All right, well, with that being stated, let's get started on this.
Kicking off the show, the match that I knew was probably going to be the most hard-hitting, Bronson Reed, Roman Reigns in that Australian street fight. And really early on, Bronson struggled to gain his footing. Roman took the fight to him the minute that bell rung.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, with an opponent like Bronson, you kind of got to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Just like if it was the other way around, I'd say the same thing. Bronson taking the fight to Roman, guess what? You want to do that to Roman. You don't want to let him get his footing.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you let him get his footing, now you're in trouble. Mm-hmm. And Roman realized that. Roman picking him up, dominated a good, the first half of this match was all Roman Reigns. Anytime Bronson thought he could start mounting an offense, Roman stopped him dead in his track, had an answer for him, until we got to the interference of Bron Breakker.
Yes.
Like we all knew, I said it, he was going to be the one to interfere first.
Yes.
Roman was setting up for that runaround spear. Bronson was perfect with the barricade, and over the barricade comes Breakker, cutting Roman in half. Mm-hmm. Breakker still got one of the most vicious spears. I promise you, as soon as Roman goes away, Bron Breakker is the only one that needs to use that, because, I'm sorry, but that thing looks like it hurts quite a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
He actually makes it look as devastating as it should. Mm-hmm. So, props to him. Bronson's able to gain momentum off of the assist from Breakker, starts, picking up steam, picking up momentum, starting to slowly dominate the match. Mm-hmm. Out come the Usos.
Yes.
The Usos are, they're keeping the playing field even. They're hoping Roman regain control as the match is going through the closing moments, because this match wasn't super long.
No.
I will say. But for as short as it was, it did deliver to the degree that I think it should have. Mm-hmm. But going through Jimmy and Jey, helping Roman, Jimmy is, on the outside dealing with Breakker.
Yeah.
Jay's in the ring with Roman. We're looking like there's that table propped up in the corner. Bronson is looking like he's going to get speared clean through that. He's able to sidestep, sending him into Roman. Roman gets speared through the table by Jey Uso. Mm-hmm. Uninvertedly, it was obviously an accident.
Yes.
Bronson had the wherewithal to step out of the way at the last second. But with that, Bronson was able to take Jey out of the ring. Tsunami, 2, 3. Bronson Reed picks up a much needed win for his career by pinning the tribal chief.
Yep.
Post-match, Roman is scolding Jimmy and Jey. I told y'all I didn't want y'all out here. I would have been fine on my own. I had this handled by myself. I don't want to see y'all till Christmas.
That was the funniest part of this whole thing.
I swear to God it was, because now I'm looking at Thanksgiving being the next big holiday. What's going to happen when he show up? Is he going to not let him in? He's going to close the door in their face and go like, give me the food that you brought, but like y'all can go. Naomi, you can stay because you're the only one that's not in trouble right now.
Naomi and baby Uso.
Right.
Here, I'll take you in. We got to feed the baby.
Right.
We got to keep the bloodline going. Let's go.
But y'all two still in trouble. Get off my porch. Like, I want to know how that's going to work. And it's funny because I saw a TikTok earlier today.
Yep, I know you were showing me. No, you know what's going to happen?
Somebody recreating that moment, like Jimmy and Jey going to Roman's house on Thanksgiving. They talking outside his house. They're joking around his house, like, oh, what you got? I got a sweet potato pie. Well, ring the doorbell. They ring the doorbell. Roman answers. I said Christmas. Slams the door and walks away.
You know what would be even funnier is if Roman answers the door and there's Rikishi standing behind him. Like, I'm just disappointed in you two.
Right.
You should have listened to your auntie.
Should have listened to your cousin, man. Hey, Rikishi always got a lot to say when it comes to this. I want to know his take. I need to know his take on what just happened at Crown Jewel.
What's funny is the Usos have openly said it during the Bloodline thing that when they were younger, knowing how close their relationship is with Roman and them being, in a way of cousins, actually Roman being more their uncle.
Roman is actually their uncle, but he hated it because of how close they were in age.
Yeah.
So he hated when they would call him that.
No, the funniest part of it is instead of calling him uncle when they were younger, because of the long hair, they would call him auntie.
Yep.
So that I find that really funny. So anytime anybody's like, oh yeah, they're family, I'm like, yeah, that's their aunt. Sorry, Auntie.
Y'all in trouble, my guy.
Auntie's gonna beat you.
Raw is gonna be a very interesting one to watch.
Definitely.
Going into the aftermath that is
this. Yeah, because Jey wasn't too happy not getting pretty much a thank you afterwards, and he just kept saying he's gonna do him. So where does this leave everybody else?
My thing is, why am I gonna thank you when you just screwed me?
Right.
I feel like Roman had every right to be mad. Like, I told y'all to stay in the back. Y'all didn't listen, and now I lost my match because y'all wanted to be hard-headed. Why am I going to thank you and I just suffered because of you not listening?
I mean, in all retrospect, either way, with them interfering or not, Roman could have lost the match anyways.
Valid, but then he wouldn't have anybody to blame but himself.
Exactly.
I feel like he eventually would have made that comeback if Jimmy and Jey would have just
stayed the hell away.
Just listened and stayed in the back like he politely asked them to do. Because it's not like he scolded them and demanded. He's like, y'all, I just would really appreciate y'all not getting involved this time.
Mm-hmm. I want to see if me as the tribal chief can still do it on my own.
Right, like I need to know that I am still that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all just discredited that by not only coming out to help me,
but helping me lose.
But y'all, like, inadvertently helped them, and now I'm sitting here taking an L.
Mm-hmm. You're great for this one.
I gave it a B.
Okay.
Gave it a B. It was a solid start.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I do feel like it was just a little short.
Yeah.
And I feel like we could have used a little more... In a street fight, I feel like we could have used a little more brutality. If that makes sense. Like...
Oh, no, definitely.
You could have done a lot more with the two men that you had here. You didn't do a lot with the street fight stipulation.
No. All right. Going into our next match, we have the Women's Crown Jewel. Stephanie Vaquer takes on Tiffany Stratton. This match was very beautiful. Nicely back and forth. No one had the upper hand for very long, if at all. It was very down the middle, not one-sided. Tiffany really showing why she wanted to be the one to win this. Everything runs on Tiffy time. She wanted to show Stephanie that she is the #1 champion in WWE. Not much to say about this match. It was absolutely beautiful. There wasn't any really moments that stood out to me. Anything that stood out to you with this match?
Anything... Here's the best part about it is that because of how well put together the match is, because of how well these two women danced in the ring with each other, nothing stood out because everything stood out.
Yes. There wasn't that one pinnacle thing that you can, like, pick out. Closing moments,
I was going to say, but, like, for them not having really interacted much before, with them never really crossing paths till now, their chemistry was top notch.
I agree.
I need to see this again.
You know what? We have ESPN. We can go watch it again.
not this specific match, but, like, I would love to see them work together more in their future.
I agree. Closing moments of this match, Tiffany Stratton goes up to try to hit the prettiest moonsault. Was unable to because Stephanie did get her feet up. That gave Stephanie...
She actually got her knees up during a swanton attempt.
It was a swanton. Okay. Like I said, super early, so we know my memory's not the best. However, Tiffany did go up. She was stopped. That gave Stephanie the opening to then go top rope and hit her corkscrew splash that she does, picking up the win. And now your current Crown Jewel champion, Stephanie Vaquer. Your grade for this one?
I gave it an A. Again, the women they knew each other so well. They worked so well together. They put on a match that I think delivered and really helped solidify their decision in these two young champions. And really put together a match that could help elevate the world of women's wrestling.
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to start this next one off by saying this will probably be the longest match that we talk about for the podcast. For this exact one. Before we get into anything, this match in and of itself was 27 minutes long. So almost an entire normal running podcast length of what we dish out this entire match was.
This match was a love letter to professional wrestling, as Triple H stated. It was probably the most emotionally enticing match I have ever watched in my life. You had Cena come out, because we're going to talk entrances real quick.
Yeah, definitely. Bring it.
I will call you later. Sorry about that. But... So Cena comes out, they do his typical, hey, never before, never seen 17 out here to, be in front of y'all one more time. It's, John Cena. And then Cena takes a moment out of, a note out of his pocket. And to anybody that remembers AJ Styles back in the day, the fact that he came out in, his old TNA gear made me cry. Because, Styles himself described it as Mr. TNA versus Mr. WWE.
Oh, yeah, that's what it's always been with them.
Alicia Taylor then reads off the note, giving Styles his own specialized entrance and announcement. He is the definition of total nonstop action, which was what TNA stands for, to anybody that remembers that. Mm-hmm. He was the undisputed leader of the Bullet Club, referencing his time in New Japan. They literally broke down each one part of his career in one entrance.
They went to the face that runs the place, the phenomenal AJ
Styles.
Literally. And you could see AJ's face.
Cena making his entrance, Styles standing in the corner, and you see him smile.
Yep, and then
before his is even red.
Yep.
Then his is red, and you can tell he was overcome with emotion. Obviously, he didn't show it all too much because, hey, I gotta be in match form right now.
Oh, no, you saw it.
But you can see the emotion seeping out of him, out of those little cracks real quick, because he wanted to break that foundation.
What was great, and you pointed this out, I think you and Flash did, is when Cena was making his entrance, Styles got out of the ring to let him have his moment. It wasn't, okay, let's get straight into the match. It was, no, this is your last time overseas. This is your last tour. we have 4 dates left after this. This is your moment. Have it. And he let him have it.
Yeah. But, like...
It was honestly absolutely beautiful to see just even the starting of this match.
But no, for real, like, if we weren't going to get anything better than this, I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
Like, this was the match that I
we
was most looking forward to.
In this retirement tour.
Not even on this retirement, just like this card, this retirement tour, like, in general, this year, I needed this match to happen, and that's exactly what it happened. It started off business as normal. Mm-hmm. You know, the lockup, the little bit of chain wrestling at the end, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we started getting into the nitty-gritty of how well do we really know each other. Mm-hmm. But between the two, there was about 11 different finishers and references made to all of what they deem some of their greatest opponents and rivals. Some of the guys that helped kind of mold these guys to where they are.
We've seen this in Cena's repertoire lately. Since charting back to face, he has, in a way, written kind of this love letter to each and every one of his opponents, even if he wasn't able to face
I'm going to
them.
say it this way. Screw the heel turn that we got. Screw what they've done up until this point. This is what we should have gotten
from the start.
The entire time.
Yeah. I agree.
We should have gotten the bona fide matches that, like, we've all been wanting. The Ortons, the Punks, the Styles, the Miz, you know. Mm-hmm. These are all opponents we should have gotten.
Yeah.
I didn't care about him winning number 17.
No.
I would have preferred him winning the IC title and ending out Grand Slam champion finally, because how have you not given that man that accolade?
I agree.
I would have loved to have seen, you know, an entire face run, and you gave me, you know, the entirety of him just paying tribute to those guys that he respected and that have helped him like he has been doing recently.
Yeah. So with you speaking about the finishers, I have it here. So every tribute from the AJ Styles John Cena match, we're going to start with John Cena. Skull Crushing Finale, which is the Miz. Accolade, Rusev. Lion Tamer, also known as the Walls of Jericho,
Chris Jericho.
Sister Abigail,
Bray Wyatt, and the fact that he hit that, looked up at the sky, worded the mouths, "We miss you," and the entire arena
brought out the fireflies.
The entire arena lit up with cell phone flashlights with the fireflies. I about cried.
You did. So did Flash.
Shut up. You weren't supposed to call me out. I got super emotional during that match because, like, it was already coming, and then seeing that moment definitely brought out a lot more emotion.
There is a picture, and I did share it today, that somebody made of Cena when he looked up. You see Bray kind of misting into the ring, and then when he looked over at the camera and smiled, it's Bray kneeling there with the lantern. And then it shows their match at WrestleMania.
Yes.
And I'm just like, oh my God, that, you know, my heart. We had a pedigree attempt, which would obviously bring us to Triple H. We had the DDT plus the RKO for Orton.
Or Randy.
We had
the attempted punt.
They didn't mention that here, but yes.
There was the attempted punt.
The 619 attempt. And the chokeslam plus the pile driver for Kane and Undertaker.
Yep.
AJ Styles wise, and this you can dig into a little bit more because obviously this is
these are back from when he was in TNA. Like, we had the Coquina Clutch / Rear Naked Choke, Samoa Joe,
Scorpion Death Drop,
Sting,
the Yes Lock. He did, yep.
Yes, his rivalry with Daniel Bryan over the WWE title.
This was AJ's.
I know. Remember, he had that rivalry.
Oh yes, he did.
With Daniel Bryan.
I forgot. Angel's Wings.
Christopher Daniels.
Fade to Black.
Frankie Kazarian.
And Sweet Chin Music.
Shawn Michaels.
He tuned up the band.
Like, you forgot about that, didn't you? The rivalry with Bryan.
I did a little bit, yes.
Because this also...
I was expecting it more from Cena than I was from him.
I think I love Bryan, but I think his rivalry and his matches with Styles are going to be a lot more memorable than his feud with Cena. Because it was really a quick one-off, whereas they built an entire program around Styles. Mm-hmm. Remember, keep my name out your mouth. So if they tell me, they ask me who one of the best guys I've been in the ring with, I can't answer with Daniel Bryan. Yeah. And then Bryan probably said no and hit him and punched him in the mouth.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest, that kind of went over my brain for a little bit. Hey, it's been a while, so... We're lucky I remembered every single one of the people that they were, making a nod off to in this.
Hey, if you didn't remember, I would have.
Exactly. You can continue taking us through the match, closing moments.
But closing moments is when we got that tombstone combination. Because it was tombstone, it was AA, kick out. Attempt for the avalanche AA.
Counter.
Reversed. Phenomenal forearm, 1-2, kick out. Tombstone, AA, 1, 2, 3, Cena picks up the win.
And then they had a show of respect.
And then the show of respect at the end. Cena lifts Styles' arms.
Styles says screw it and lifts his.
And it's like, no, this is your moment. They kind of hugged it out there. This...
You're dying.
A little bit. This is what we needed from the retirement tour, and this is what we as wrestling fans needed in general. Mm-hmm. We needed this moment of screw all the dramatics that are going on with the world of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Best way to bring us together is this beautiful moment.
Yeah,
this match.
Definitely.
This love letter to professional wrestling.
And the crowd was behind them every step of the way.
There was no clear fan favorite.
No.
There was no clear indicator of how this was going to go.
It could have gone either way.
Everything about this was perfect. Every little detail, every little piece of work that they put into this was perfect. Perfect.
And that's why your grade is?
An A+. Nothing about this could have been any better.
Alright, jumping into the next match, we have Rhea Ripley and IYO SKY, also known as Rhiyo, taking on the Kabuki Warriors that consisted of Asuka and Kairi Sane. This, if you haven't followed, obviously stems from Asuka kind of bullying and then essentially kicking out IYO from the family. IYO is really hurt about it. Goes to obviously now a close friend in Rhea Ripley. And we come to this. Starting out the match, IYO and Rhea are trying to decide who wants to be the first one in. Kabuki Warriors take full advantage of that, attacking both of them and taking both of them out for a little bit. They did take out Rhea and continued the attack on IYO SKY. Once the match completely got underway, most of it was them secluding IYO from Rhea.
Oh, they really did do a real good job of cutting the ring in half.
Oh, yeah. And even when they noticed that some of the moves like the insane elbow or just her clothesline from the top rope, Kairi's, even brought IYO close to Rhea, they made sure of pulling her back. We did get the hot tag close to the ending moments of this match for Rhea to come in, and her dominance unfortunately didn't last very long before being taken out again, where IYO was then brought in and was dominated yet again. Closing moments of this match, IYO is finally able to hit her over the moonsault, and thanks to the small assist by Rhea to get that happening, she picked up the win over Kairi. I'm scared for Kairi for Monday. Because
I thought she pinned Asuka.
I could have sworn it was Kairi. That could be my bad, totally.
I swear she... Either way it goes, regardless of who she pinned, Asuka's still going to find a way to put it all on Kairi Kyrie is really in this situation of kind of like that mental abuse from somebody that she deems a friend, that she deems family, and I don't see this lasting much longer.
No.
I genuinely think this is going to be this is the biggest step in. Io's going to help Kyrie see, yo, Asuka's using you, she's manipulating you, and this isn't a good situation for you to be.
Yeah, no. I think it's definitely going to come to a head real soon, especially if Kyrie was the one that did get pinned. Again, neither of us 100% remember which way that went. But all in all, your grade for this one was?
I gave it a B.
Okay.
I felt like there was a few moments that could have, tweaked out a little better.
Mm-hmm. Like giving Rhea a little more
time. A little more time, especially because, like, you're in her home country.
Yeah.
I get the storyline is based off of IYO, but, like, you're in Australia.
Yeah.
Guys, get it together.
Agreed. All right, and with that being said, our main event, sir.
Our main event, men's crown jewel ring, up for grabs. Who's going to be the second ever men's crown jewel champion? Cody's trying to go back to back. Rollins trying to show why the World Heavyweight Championship is the top title in the company. Match gets underway. These guys really showing how well they know each other real early on. Nobody's able to gain any type of advantage.
Yeah.
They're countering. They have answers to everything. It's actually exactly what I expected out of these two men.
Yeah, definitely.
Because Lord knows they can't put on a bad match together.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Cole even referenced it. Like, this means more to Rollins. Why? Because he is 0-3. He cannot afford to go 0-4.
No, he can't. And we did touch on that in the pre-show.
We did. And Cody has teased that.
Mm-hmm.
As well, like, leading up to this, he's like, hey, when you look at the scoreboard, it's still 3-0 favor me. Let's take a real quick look at that, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
But as the match is going, you had your bits where Cody had picked up
the upper hand.
Rollins playing the mind games. The Stardust cartwheel.
Yep.
You got the attempted bionic elbow before Cody kind of countered and like, let me show you how this is done, my guy. Let me show you how it's done, son. So he's able to hit it.
Almost fully.
That figure 4 was a thing of perfection. Like,
oh, yeah.
Cody really shouldn't keep that in his repertoire. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
But, these guys are going back and forth.
I think it was Seth that locked it in.
No, it was Cody. Because it was, if you remember rewatching, it was Seth's attempt to bionic elbow, showed the polka dots on the pants to, hey,
yep.
Dusty, aha. Cody intercepts it, boom, boom, boom.
But doesn't get the full bionic.
But is able to, like, trip up Rollins, hit it, lock in the figure 4 before Rollins is able to, like, kind of reverse the pressure.
You mentioned the polka dots. If you take a look, and they did point this out, in the side of the pants, there are bits of his gear from all 3 matches he's had with Cody.
Yeah, okay. I thought I was going crazy. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, no.
So thank you for confirming that.
Mm-hmm.
But, great match. Rollins kind of...
Sir.
Sorry. Rollins takes to the outside. We're thinking, he's grabbing a chair, he's grabbing the title. No, he grabs that watch.
Mm-hmm.
He does have a moment of confliction, though. As he's getting back in the ring, because,
he's like, I don't know if I
if we looked earlier in the night, Heyman tells the boys, hey, he's determined to do this by himself, no matter how much he calls for us.
We're going to stay back here.
We stay back here. We don't go out there.
He needs to learn.
This is his moment to really prove himself as the de facto leader of our group.
Mm-hmm.
We stay back here. We don't accompany him up to the ring. We don't go out there if he calls for help. I don't care how much he calls for us. So now, fast forward back into this match. Cody kind of looks, or Seth looking at that watch, leaves it in the corner, gets back in the ring. They continue the match. There's a moment where the ref is kind of shoved out the way.
Yeah.
They're in the corner. Rollins is able to pick up that watch, kind of swing back just enough to clock Cody, knock him off balance. He hits one stomp. He hits a second stomp from the top rope. Mm-hmm. And then with that, he's able to pick up the win and grab that crown jewel ring.
All right. You're great on this one.
I gave it an A. It was a really well put together match. It is exactly what Rollins needed. He got the win. I beat it dirty, but he got the win with no interference from anybody else in the division.
Yep.
Becky had already previously told him she wasn't making the trip.
Yeah,
she needed time to reevaluate if this is really what she wanted to be part of.
Yeah, definitely.
That, and I mean, y'all kind of got a little girl at home that kind of needed at least one parent to be home. Just saying.
I mean, she could have made the trip. Think about how much she actually, travels with them.
Okay, that's fair, but usually it's on the comfort of, a bus.
At the same time, there was rumor to have been a 6th match on this card, and it would have been Becky versus AJ for her title. So that's kind of another reason why they pointed this out, that Becky may not have wanted to make the trip. Because then it wouldn't have given us that match.
Exactly. But, Rollins was able to, prove why he is the guy. Obviously, he had a plan to come out with the win. He pulled out the win by himself. No interference from Becky. No interference from Braun or Bronson. Nothing from Heyman.
Yeah.
Just Seth. Just Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Post-match, Stephanie, who won her Crown Jewel championship match.
Yeah.
Comes out. They kind of have a moment together as Crown Jewel champions.
And what did I point out with it?
It was both World Heavyweight Champions.
Yes, it was. There were a lot of things that I had read after this match that there are 2 people that people would have loved to have seen interfere at the very end, but no, we obviously gave Seth his moment. One of them being somebody we talked about on the pre-show, Austin Theory. Another one being another Heyman guy, Brock Lesnar.
I think that one would have made less sense, but,
I mean, that could have been hey, you don't like that Paulie did me this favor? You don't like that he did this? Say it to my face.
Or that's hey, I had him do me a favor, and in return, I did him one. And how did I repay the favor he did me? I watched the back of his main guy now.
Mm-hmm. Overall, what do you kind of deem this?
Overall, I'd say it's about an A-, B+ show. It was a really good show, really well put together. Every match delivered. We haven't had a solid, strong card from the WWE PLEs in a while.
Yeah,
so this was a nice little refresher, and I think this is really a good way to start or continue the road to our next big event in the world of WWE, which is Survivor Series.
Yes.
This is really how you start picking up the ball, keep the steam rolling, because now there's so many different directions you can go from here.
Don't drop the ball come Survivor Series. We're really excited and we're looking forward to it. With that being said, we will be back later for TNA Bound for Glory. We hope you guys enjoyed the show just as much as we did. And have a good night. Later,
y'all.